Okay, welcome back, and here we are now at 15 Wing. We've just witnessed the 15 Wing Honors and Awards ceremony, and two of my guests, I asked them to join me out here, and we could use the RCF station because we're going to talk about Remembrance Day. And I have Christine Simpson with me, and she's the chairman of the Poppies Committee. Good morning, Christine.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good, Lau.
And of course, we've got Roy LeBuick, who's the first vice president of the Royal Canadian Legion branch number 59 in Moose Jaw, and he's also the Remembrance Day chair. Roy?
How's it going today?
So far, good.
Good.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Well, thanks for coming. It was nice to come out here. And so I'm going to start with you, Christine, because Poppy Day is on right now, and it's an important thing. Give me a little bit of history about why poppies are worn and how it started, and what it does for us now.
Well, I think it started back in early 1900s when during the First World War, and Major McCrae was a doctor, was treating the wounded, and he came out and he wrote the poem in Flanders Fields, and all the fields were filled with poppies, and they say it's because of the lime in the ground. But from that point in time, there was an American lady went over there and saw the poppies, so she went back to the States and started making them. And then a French lady, Madame Guerien, she went to the States and met this lady, and she decided that that's what we should be doing. So that blossomed into Allied forces wearing a poppy for Remembrance Day and to remember the veterans and the troops that we lost.
Yeah, and it's interesting you talk about McCrae, because one of the students I work with in the Youth Advisory Council yesterday was doing an essay, and she said, I need some information. And I happened to have been to McCrae's grave and sent her a picture of the grave in France, and she was just going, oh, man.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah. And what a nice way of remembering. And of course, the red poppy with the black center is they're very much recognized and respected.
Oh, yes, very much so. And it's a way that to teach Canadians and to teach our children and our grandchildren that of the sacrifices that our veterans in all the wars, past, present, and our future, will be remembered, and we should never forget.
Now, Roy, one of the things about never forgetting is staging a ceremony. You're in charge this year of the Remembrance Day service, so let's talk about dates, times, and what all it goes into that. That's a pretty prodigious challenge.
We started actually sending out letters to all of the community, letting them know about Remembrance Day back about the end of August, beginning of September. A lot of work goes into it, a lot of volunteers from both sides with the Poppy campaign and on the Remembrance Day side. We will be, of course, Friday, November 11th at Mosaic Place. We're asking everybody to be seated by 10:30 in the morning, and the services will start at 10:45 with the singing of O Canada. We'll have all of the official laying of the wreaths from our local dignitaries here in Moose Jaw, and then there will be laying of the wreaths from service clubs and other organizations within Moose Jaw. After that, there will be a parade going from Mosaic Place to the front of the Royal Canadian Legion on the 11th, and then the Legion will be open so everybody can come in and share some good times, some stories, and get together with maybe some friends you haven't seen in a little while. So we're looking forward to a very full and busy day.
Yeah, and that's for sure. And of course, in that process is the 2 minutes of silence.
Yes.
That's held, and that's nationwide. They try and have it happen, well, of course, different time zones and stuff, but for sure, 2 minutes when the nation comes to a standstill and just stops moving and takes some time to think about things that they need to think about.
They do. And I mean, that's important to do, whether you're at the service or you're out, you're at home. Just take a couple of moments at that time just to remember all of those that we lost and those that still served our country and those that are still serving our country to this day.
Good. Now, Christine, what happens to the money that the Poppy Fund raises? Because it's a fair amount of money, but it also is an important amount of money for the local branches.
Yes. The Poppy Fund money, or the Poppy campaign money, is kept in a separate trust away from the Legion. It goes to veterans and their families, Allied members in financial need. Like if your furnace breaks and you're on a fixed income, which a lot of our veterans are, then if there's a need, the Poppy Fund will pay for it. The Poppy Fund also gives to, we've kind of doing an outreach. The Legion is growing that way. This year we gave $25,000 to the Moose Jaw Health Foundation towards the hyperbaric chamber. We gave some money to the Riverside Mission to replace all their windows and doors. We have our bursaries, which we gave over $6,000 to the kids here in the city that are graduating. And during this next week, veterans and members of the Legion will be going to all the schools and participating in their Remembrance Day ceremonies. So we have awards and prizes, like most of the elementary schools decorate. And it's a big part of it, and then they remember, and their teachers, they teach them about it. So money goes to that, to say thank you very much for taking the time, and we have Miss Diane Brooke. She's our Honors and Awards Chairman. She goes to all the schools with a committee, and they get all the poems and essays and all the art, and they judge it and everything. And so the kids there in January, we have a big presentation for the poems and ceremonies. So all of our money stays in our community for veterans and their families in need. You don't have to be a Legion member. If you are in need or you need some assistance doing anything, the Poppy Fund is there for all the citizens of Moose Jaw, and that's where it stays.
Yeah, and I get to go to Sunnydale, and you talked about themes. This year it's the Maple Leaf, and they're talking about that's the theme of their service. So, but the poppy is a symbol worldwide, where the maple leaf is a symbol for Canada. And it's all about remembering and reflecting and recognizing and thanking. So.
Yes, and it's, I lived in Europe for 4 years, but for any Canadian that has never been to Europe, if you get a chance to go, you will see and understand, what Europe was devastated and just about flattened during the First and Second World Wars. And the Dutch people, the German people, the French people, they are so gracious to the Canadians, and they treat us like we're family when we go there. And you can see all the graves and everything, they are meticulous. And on Christmas Eve in one of the towns in Holland, all the kids and the families go out and they light a Christmas candle on every grave of a veteran. And most of them are Canadian graves, so they don't forget. And it behooves us here in Canada, Legion members and veterans, to remember this, not just during the Poppy campaign or Remembrance Day, but when you see a veteran, whether he's in uniform or not, and he is, say thanks, because we live the way we live today because of our veterans.
And how many years did you have in the force?
28.
As in the Navy?
No.
Oh, sorry.
Army. I was in the dental corps. I'd have brought you an Army flag if I'd known you were going to put that airport up there.
But that's why you have such nice teeth, Chris.
No,
okay.
Great career.
Now, Roy, you're on the other side. You never served in the military, but you joined the organization because you feel that that the Legion does such good work.
Yes, I've been a member of the Legion here in Moose Jaw for 24 years now. A lot of it, I had grandparents and a lot of relatives that served in World War II. One spent 6 years in a POW camp. One was a nurse. My grandfather, served on the front lines. And I love the way this organization carries on the memory of our veterans from the past and what they do here in the present as well. And like I say, haven't missed a year, 24 years. I've been a member, helping out in any way I can. And I would gladly do Remembrance Day every year for the rest of my days, however long it be. I'll gladly organize it.
Well, we appreciate that and the dedication of citizens who have recognized the value. And of course, with 24 years, that's a long time. And it's a good time. Well done.
It's been a very good time, yes. Not a regret there in the 24 years.
And Chris, thank you for your service as a member and also beyond, into our Legion here. And you've made our community a better place by your involvement.
It's an honor to serve the Legion and the people of Moose Jaw.
Well, thanks. So let's go over the dates and times again for. If you see a poppy, I'm just going to do this for Chris. If you see somebody with a poppy box, or if you go to a store or an establishment and they have a poppy box and you don't have one on, please wear one. Make a donation. Again, that money comes to us in the community.
But realize you don't have to make a donation.
No,
Poppies are free.
Yeah.
If A lot of people don't carry cash nowadays.
Yeah.
And we don't have debit machines. So if you need a poppy, you just pick one up and just thank your veterans.
Yeah. I was with the cadets on Saturday, and they were out doing it. And the young boy, cherubic young man, walks up and says, "Would you like a poppy?" And the guy can't say no. And, it was a very good experience. Dates and times, Roy?
Again, Friday, November the 11th, and we'd like everybody to be seated at Mosaic Place by 10:30 a.m. The service will start promptly at 10:45, and after that, there will be a parade to follow down High Street to the Royal Canadian Legion.
Yeah. So take some time out of your, if you can, to join us at Mosaic Place, and if not, take some time in your own life to say thank you and to recognize them. Thanks to both my guests for being here, and thanks to you for watching, and we'll see you again soon on Moose Jaw this week.